Good morning, good people. This is your man out music, bringing to you the first tutorial in the year 2018. Welcome. Thank you for visiting. Also, for all those that have missed me, I'm glad to be back. And for those that have been sticking with me, I'm glad that you're still here. The first tutorial that we're going to do today is one that I actually like. I like mastering music. I like turning knobs and things like that. And of course, with Reason, we get a lot of that. We get a emulation of course, the SSL console. I want to say this looks like the SSL 4000 maybe. So which is cool. So let's dive right into it. I got a song pulled up. I'll play it for a little bit, and so you guys can actually see kind of a dance type of situation, I guess, you know. So let's take it back a little bit and let's play it so you can kind of hear what's going on. Nothing too heavy, you know, simple. A couple of things, and I hear already some things that I'm going to do to the track and a low end frequency and things like that. So, you know, simple. But we're going to dive into it, alright? Drop right here. So not a bad track, you know what I mean? So let's just stop it right there, alright? The very first thing that you guys see over here, you see the FX return. And notice I don't have anything in the first 6 slots. I put the room and delay at the end just for the purposes of using it on a few of these things. But the very first thing that I want to do, and that you should probably do in Reason, if you're going to do the mastering within Reason itself, is let's take all of these channels, because we don't want anything if you already have the channel set to how you want it and things of that nature. You just want to be able to go back into those particular channels and maybe tweak some things if you have to. But we can take all of these channels and let's just group these. Let's make it a new output bus. Okay, and basically what this does is take all of these channels, put it into one. So now you got literally like a straight stereo bus. So if we just played it, this is the only channel you're hearing right now. And so this would be your stereo bus. You can name that stereo bus. Alright. And so we have that, and of course we got it running up there. So now let's take something and do something different that I really actually don't see a lot in Reason, but I think this is useful, especially for guys that are doing dance music in Reason, or for that matter even hip hop. You know, let's flip this rack over, and we're going to deal with something that I don't see too often. You see this part right here? This is the control room out. If you flip this around, well, let's flip it around. Let's do this. If you see it on the mixer, here it is. Control room out. Okay, we're going to take this control room out, and what we're going to do, we're going to put almost like a filter or EQ or something on it. You can do either one, but what we're primarily trying to do is take the frequency, the low end frequencies, if you like where it is, and we're going to isolate those things and just deal with the high end frequency of the actual audio. And what this does is allow you better control over the total mix. Okay? So keep that in mind. This is the total mix that we're dealing with. It's running through a stereo bus. And what this does is basically this is this in so many words. Okay? But this is it allows you a little bit more control on what you run into this, and we're going to side chain this. Okay, so let's go through the effects. And you know, I like to deal with Reason effects for these tutorials, because I know sometimes people don't have the extra added things on there. Okay, and we're gonna pull up an envelope, a ECF 42. Okay, what we're gonna do is take the control room out. We're gonna route that into the input of your filter. Okay, we're gonna take the output and route that to the side chain. Okay, what you saw happen was automatically the key input enabled. And what that does is it activates the side chaining device within this and this compared together, or combined together, I'm sorry. And so this is going to allow you the control over the low band frequencies, this, okay? And just for play sake, I'm gonna show you what it's actually doing. What we're doing is we're gonna roll off the low end frequencies. And as you can see, here it is. That's what we're dealing with. Now watch this. We're gonna go back down here. So it's not working like an actual standard compressor. It's not a 1176. It's not, any of those Teltronics or anything. It's not that type of compressor. This basically, just think of this as an actual, almost like a glue. So we're taking all of this and we want everything to kind of sound cohesive together, sound like it's whole. So this is what this is, basically, okay? And what I've done is I've routed all of this, right, into this, which is controlling this. And if I didn't have this on, and I was to turn it up, you hear that? Yeah, real nasty, right? And you can go on and of course set the threshold and all of those type of things to stop that. But you see how crazy that's going? That's crazy. Now let's just turn it on. Okay? Hear that? And if you just want to control and lift some things, let's take this. Let's set the release to quick, because that's what we want. Turn the attack down. And if you raise this, and let's of course fall back on the makeup. And basically that's what we're doing. We're taking some of that off. We're rolling some of those things off. And it might sound a little crazy coming in through this particular device, but trust me, it's sounding pretty decent. All right? So let's take it back. And let's just kind of play with it a little bit. Nothing is going in right now, right? Now a little bit is going in. You can see it moving. fooling with the envelope, the low frequency, have that going into this, right? If you raise the threshold, thing to the actual low end, and that's what sometimes we don't want that to happen, because imagine having, let's just say, if you have the whole track, everything that you're putting and writing into the master bus compressor is controlling how you feed this. So if the impact of your track is predominantly driven by the kick and the bass and things like that, basically what you're doing is you're cutting the headroom that you can work with, because this is pushing that. You don't want that, not in the master bus compressor. You don't want that to happen. You want that to be a subtle move, and then you control that by what you're feeding into the filter into this. Got it? And that's basically what you want, all right? So that's the really kind of the first trick that I would do in the track, to just kind of get an understanding of what this is and how to use it. Let's do this. Let's solo this. Let's solo this. And let's probably solo the bass line. So we got the kick snare, the bass line, okay? And this is what this sounds like, just these particular pieces together. Let's roll this back a little bit. And all right, let's go up to the EQ section, because this gives you a representation of what's actually happening to those individual sounds. You guys know that, I don't even have to explain that. So we have this one going on. Let's do the bass as well. You see that? Let's turn on the EQ. And we don't want to hear any of this. We just want to hear that ride in there. And I'm not going to even push this any, because it's peaking up there, as you can see. Real nice like though. Let's turn this EQ on. And basically this is giving you a representation of what's happening to those particular sounds already. So you can kind of mold out and craft out what you want to hear in that. And I like to work in the E mode and give you a little bit better control. See that? See that? Now let's take that back. I don't want to hear that I don't want to hear that. Let's go to the kick. You hear that? Hear that boxy type sound? So let's deal with that. And what I'm listening for is I'm separating the frequencies from the kick and the bass, so that you can hear both of those distinctively in the track. And that's basically what you want to do. And when you're mixing a track and you're trying to get those frequencies to basically make their own lane, and that happens to be the great thing to mastering. If you get the mix to sound right and the sounds to sound right in the mix, the master will sound great. But that's the first thing that you do. And once again, like I said, when you're getting into doing the mastering and mixing situations, you want to make sure that you can craft out those songs. Hear what you're doing. Okay? Understand what you're doing. And you apply it. Alright, so let's see how that actually sounds together. Okay? You need to separate those things and make sure that those things you can hear them distinctively in the track. Nothing too serious, but when it comes to this mastering and mixing situation, learn how to use Master Bus Compressor. It's a necessity. Learn about the bands in it and learn how to use the frequencies to roll off some of those things that you're hearing. I'm going to put up the actual, if you guys want, you'll be able to go on a link and download this and whatever. But nevertheless, as you guys know, I always do a template of some sort for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a simple setup, I guess, template. And for those that want to, they'll be able to download this as well. In a little bit, the new website will be up, ODDMANOUTMUSIC. It'll be revamped and everything. So some of these tutorials and things of that nature, the plugins, I'll talk about on there, give suggestions. But also, too, my drum kits and things like that will also be on sale on the website. So for those that have downloaded my other templates, great for you, because in a minute, those templates, those particular ones, will not be free anymore. I'll put up a few other free ones, and then eventually those will come down, and those will be for sale as well. But I always try to give you guys something free. I always try to give you guys some tips and things of that nature to help you guys. So, peace out once again. ODDMANOUTMUSIC. Check out the website. Purchase some things. Get some things free. One love. 2018. I'm out. Peace.